Hey, my name is Sean. Welcome to Echoes in Eternity Bourbon. Have you ever just wondered how good a blind can be?
Not seeking forgiveness for what I've done, Father. I'm asking forgiveness for what I'm about to do.
So today I've got 4 samples. I've got the results right here, and I have some amazing pours, I believe, in front of me. So that Muffin Man, who's a member of this channel, he last time we were able to talk and get some stuff, he actually got me this awesome Resurgence rye right here. I was able to. He was part of that, and I was able to get that from him. Um, he said he had 4 samples he wanted to get from me, and I've been behind on things, so I hadn't had a chance to get to it. But I said, you know what? It's Saturday. I wasn't going anywhere. Been working in the yard all day. Wife's driving for dinner tonight. What a perfect day to start some samples. And I'll warn you that I know that he does a great job with bourbons. He's got a phenomenal palate. He's going to put me on some things, and I am just wondering how much of a fool I'll make of myself. I don't know if there are any Johnny Carson fans out here, but I feel like the great Karnak. What is fun about to happen? I mean, I don't know, but we'll see. I'm looking forward to it. So I've got them lined up, A, B, C, D. So let me get these things poured, and just looking at these, it looks like the last two, C and D, deeper color. They all have a nice amber color, but C and D look a little bit deeper amber color. Oh, this is going to be so good. I am so glad that my wife is driving tonight for us to go out to dinner. But I asked her ahead of time. I said, sweetie, you're going to drive? She says, yep. I said, okay, I'm going to do a 4 blind. And I'll let you know, in the past, I've had a lot of fun anytime I've done things that are 4s. And I'm just assuming here that these are going to be pretty stout. I tend to like stuff higher proof. Uh, I believe he knows that I like stuff higher proof. Wow, we got that one on there tight. And so I would be fairly surprised if these weren't incredible blinds, and they probably had some proof to follow with them. So definitely looking forward to that. Wasn't able to make a movie magic moment today. I brought my water. And for those that didn't see that, that was pretty funny. At least my brother-in-law and a few other people, members of the channel, saw that, and they got a kick out of it. So let's see what we got right off the bat. Let's go in for a nose on A. And I had to bring out a pencil. Let me put A, B, C, and D down because this ought to be fun. On this one, I get a little bit of a caramel peanutty thing right off the bat. Light on the oak. Yeah, that caramel peanutty thing was what I'm getting right off the bat. Very viscous. I mean, just fingers just streaming down the glass on this. So, second glass here. Let's see what we got. Oh, this one's a little bit different nose here. Okay. I am not sure what this is. It kind of has a herbal kind of nose to this. It doesn't seem super sweet. Not getting a whole lot of ethanol on it. Gets a little bit of punch there. Get some oak in here too. So I'm getting kind of a caramel peanutty nose on this. It smells pretty sweet. This smells a little more herby. I don't doesn't smell typically like a rye, but it's got a little bit different smell to it. I mean, light on the caramel. Very interesting. Let's see what that is. This one over here, old rip. This would be number C. Man, that smells good. I'm getting some proof, more proof on this one. Not an overpowering on the nose type of proof, but I'm getting a nice, sweet, a little bit of a spearmint thing going on. Yeah, definitely getting the spearmint on that. Definitely liking the nose on that. It's herbal. Sorry, you get the cool. See all these cool notes on here. So, last one. Wow. It smells outstanding too. These two on the end just have an outstanding nose for me. It's almost like a refreshing smell. It's almost like you've got that fresh, clean rain smell and a little bit of spearmint on there too. Man, that smells outstanding. All of these are very viscous, so this ought to be really good mouthfeels. Let's get into this first one, see what we got. So I'm getting some of the caramel, getting a little bit of that peanutty on there. Got a little bit of spice on it. I don't know if that's necessarily the proof. Get a little bit of a Kentucky hug. This is like drinking candy. Absolutely loving this one so far. This has got to have some rye in it somewhere. I'm getting a nice little buildup of black pepper, a little bit of spice on the back of the palate. It's not overpowering in the mouth. It's got very good mouthfeel, nice and sweet. Absolutely loving this. Let me take a sip of water and come back to that one. Trying to figure out the proof on this one right here. A lot of good bourbons, ryes, whiskeys, they'll drink under proof. And I'm trying to figure out if that's the spice on the back of my tongue that's maybe elevating this a little bit to make me think it's proofier than it is. But I'm going to venture to say this is between 115 and 120 proof. Getting some rye spice on the back. Drying out on the tongue a little bit, so getting some of the oak. Get caramel. I don't get as much of the peanuttiness that I got up front, but I did get that on the first few sips, and it's kind of developing into something different right now, so very interesting. Now I'm starting to know what these people feel like when I start sending them all these samples and say, hey, what do you think? This gets easier to drink as you go. You get kind of a little bit of a butterscotchy butter note along with the caramel, the peanutty, the rye spice, the pepper, the oak. It's got a little bit of funk on the back of it that's almost kind of like a brown sugar too. This is falling right in my wheelhouse on this. Definitely like this. So we'll just say, would I buy this? Yes, I would buy this. I think it's somewhere around 115, 120 proof. It's got some neat complexity to it. I would probably spend $80 to $100 on this bottle. Don't know if I'd go more than that, but it's very freaking good pour. Definitely like this. So let's get into the second one here, B. This one had more of an herbal nose to it. As it sits out, it's kind of got that herbal thing going on. Let's see what we got. I'm getting a little bit of caramel on it now. Not a whole lot, but it's not a whole lot of sweet on this. This is more of an herbal nose, but I'm not getting like a spearmint or something like if it was a rye, but maybe it has something in it. That just drinks like butter. I mean, it just hit your tongue. Nice mouthfeel, great coating on your mouth. Getting a little bit of a, like I said, kind of an herbal medicine-y thing coming up on the back a little bit, but really love the way this feels. And this one right here, I have a feeling that it'll fool you a little bit. It does have a little bit of herbalness that comes back on the back with a little bit of a spice on the back. Mouthfeel is incredible. Definitely like the mouthfeel on it. I think the initial flavor is good, but it kind of has this secondary flavor that kind of comes up. I'm still trying to identify if I like it. It's more of an herbal medicine-y thing. Let's see what else we can pull out of here. Yeah, this just drinks so freaking nice. Do I enjoy this pour? Yes. Does it have some kind of a little funk to it that I would probably go and buy it again? I'm not sure if I would buy this batch again. Like I said, I'm not slamming anybody on anything. Not sure if I'd buy this one again. It's kind of got this aftertaste. It has freaking incredible mouthfeel though. And it drinks, I have a feeling this is drinking way under proof. I mean, this is drinking like it's 100 proof. I'm going to put 100 on here, but I suspect that this is something that just drinks under proof. You know, I wouldn't buy it again, but I would suspect for the quality that you're getting in here, like I said, it's just not my thing. I'm a little bit sweeter up front. I would venture to say this is probably in that $70 to $90 range. And I'm sure I'll look like a fool when I get through with all this. It's probably some freaking super antique thing that I'm going to look bad on. But that's okay. That's the fun part about blinds. All right, let's get into this C. It's got great, great color on this. I mean, this just looks like it's been sitting in barrels for ages. You get some caramel, get some spearmint. It just smells outstanding. It smells like home to me. This is very good. This is drinking like a higher proof rye. So right off the bat, the spearmint on the nose kind of cued me in. It's sweeter than a lot of ryes though. You get some of the herbalness with it, but not the way that I was getting in this. And I don't think that this was a rye at all. I just think it was maybe it had maybe some high rye in it. I'm not sure on this one, but it had kind of an herbal note that I was not too keen on. Getting a little bit of the spearmint on the tongue, getting some rye spice, getting some black pepper, and get some caramel on this. This is right in my jam. This is something that's outstanding. Freshen up the old tongue, go back and try it again. Man, and it's just, the fingers are just creeping down the sides on this. You can smell a little bit of the ethanol in this, but it's not burning up my nose. I have a feeling this is another one that's probably going to drink under proof. Either that or I'm just an alcoholic and proof doesn't bother me anymore. But it's not burning up my chest. But it just feels very, very nice. This one by far is probably going to be my favorite right now. It's getting a rye on this. Not a high rye, but I'm saying this is probably a rye. I believe this is a rye. I'm saying this has got to be about 100 and 125 proof, but it doesn't drink it. I mean, it may be even higher than that. I'd be shocked if it was lower than 125. Get a little bit of leather. Not getting so much oak as I am. Getting some pepper. Not getting so much oak as I am maybe some tobacco on this as well. There's just something that's just sweet and familiar on this. I've got my ideas on what this could be, but I'm not thinking I'm going to guess any of these. That's not the point. Would I buy this? Yes. I would spend up to $100 on this. I think it's 125 proof, maybe plus. I think it drinks under proof. As you can tell, I really, really like it so far. So very interested to see what the next one's going to have to offer, because they both kind of had that spearminty nose that I like. And I think one thing that myself and even Brandon from Whiskey Wisdom have found is I think we like ryes a lot. And this was kind of one of those things that it was, we talked about some different things. We both started really hammering on some ryes, and we like the oak a lot. So it could be that maybe we like the back end things you get with the oak, the tobacco, the leather. Have an idea what that one might be, but we'll see. I could be just a fool. Oh, man, that smells so good. I'm glad. I'm glad the wife's going to drive. I've been out cutting trees in the backyard all day, so I'm a little bit dehydrated. Oh, man. Getting the slow ramp up of spice on the back. Very nice mouthfeel on this. Getting the spearmint in it. Oh, getting a lot of spearmint in it now. And I like the spearmint. A whole lot of spearmint in this now. Wow, it's like drinking Wrigley's spearmint gum. And I like it. This is very good. Heavy spearmint. This one is, and I'll tell you what, every one of these has had very good mouthfeel. This one's get a little more pepper than the last one. Heavy spearmint. I'm going with a rye on this. This has got to be a rye, just by that spearmint that you've got on there. I get a little bit of chocolate. I would say that this is more of a dark chocolate, but not like the super heavy dark chocolate. More like maybe the Hershey's dark chocolate that's not super heavy cocoa intensive, but almost has like a little bit of a creaminess to it as well. Wow. Getting a little bit of orange in there, a little bit of citrusy thing going on there too. Trying to figure which one I like out of these two the best. They offer different things. I think this one's a little bit more complex. I think it offers some different things. Still getting that citrusy note even after drinking some water. Like the spearmint on it, a little bit of chocolate on it, getting the dryness on the tongue from maybe some of the oak in there. It's got a little bit of a savory butter quality to it. Savory and buttery. I love that. So I can tell you clearly right off the bat, B is my least favorite of them. And I'm not saying it's bad because this has the absolute best mouthfeel of them. Now, saying that, I've probably picked, I don't know, Pappy Van Winkle 10, or I've picked, I don't know, this is kind of herby though. It's not a rye. Who knows what I picked here? But I can tell you, it'll probably be the one that'll come back and bite me in the butt, and I'm going to go, you suck. And that's fine. I know I like sweeter bourbons. This one kind of has a little bit of an aftertaste to it that just isn't for me. Doesn't mean it's not for everybody. It's just not for me. Let me take the rounds through these again. See which ones I like out of here. Gosh, that just smells so freaking sweet. So after drinking these two, this one just glides down. So these have got to be much higher proof than this. Don't know how much higher proof, but they're probably significant, 15 to 20 points higher on proof. Man, this is good. So I got that rye spice, the oak. Get a little bit of the brown sugar on the back, the caramel, the peanutty. Man, this is going to be tough. Thank you, that muffin man. You're making this really difficult on me today, but great pours. Absolutely phenomenal pours. There is just something about C that's like familiar and home. I have an idea what this might be. It may not be as complex as D, or I don't know, maybe rivaling A over here. All right. Let's see what we've got for D over here. Gosh, I get like confectionate sugar on the nose now. Oh, man, this smells so good too. Dang, that orange on the back of that too with the spearmint and the nose. Okay. This is going to be a tough one, man. Thank you for this. I appreciate it. You gave me three that are like, I would say, right in my wheelhouse. One was a little bit off, but has incredible mouthfeel. I'm thinking that this one over here, it's got to be in that 125 plus proof, but they're not killing me, which means that they're good whiskeys or good bourbons. I think these two are rye. I think these two are probably a bourbon or a whiskey. This one I can't peg if it's a rye or a bourbon, but it's got this medicinal thing that comes on the back that I'm just not the huge fan of. This one I'd say I'd pay $100. This one I'd probably pay more. So I think one is D, two is going to be C, last place is going to be B, third place is going to be A. So first place D, second place C, third place A, last place D. I'm afraid to open the envelope, but I'm feeling really good right now, though. So that's the important thing. Let's see what the envelope has to say. Karnak says, enjoy dinner with your wife because you just messed up the blind. But let's see what it says. So, my wife wrote these down for me. So, let's see what we got. So, D, wow. The one I like the most is the Old Forester SBBS Rye K7 coming in at 130.3. I put that I would pay 125 or more for this bottle. I'd put that it was a rye, nailed the rye. I've got spearmint, pepper, orange, savory, buttery, kind of a dark chocolate thing going on. Fantastic pour at 130.3 proof. And I put 125 and it drank underproof at that. I was just swagging on that one. Absolutely. So my second place, and I'd put on my notes that I thought this might be a Jack Daniels, and that's exactly what it is. Jack Daniels Barrel Proof Rye coming in at 134.5. I put this is probably 125 proof. It drank under proof. Maybe I'm more of a rye fan than I thought I was. So killer on these. Both of these were absolutely fantastic. Actually, all of them were good. This is the only one I wouldn't buy. I'd buy all of these again, but I wouldn't buy. Third place happens to be A, which is Barrel Vantage 114.44. And I put this at 115 to 120 proof, but I was suspecting it was higher proof. It just had a real good mouthfeel to it. I would buy this. I would put this at 100 to 80 to $100. I got rice spice, I got oak, I got caramel, I got some peanutty, I got a little bit of brown sugar on the back. Very good pour. The only one I wouldn't buy again, thank God it wasn't something that everybody loves, but it's still very popular, is the Four Roses OESF Kedron, Kedron, at 118. And golly, this drank so under proof though. I put this at 100 proof because it has such a good mouthfeel to it though. There's just this herbal medicine-y thing that comes on the back end that I was getting that just wasn't my thing. The only one I was fairly confident in, and if you say confident, I mean like 51% over 100, was that this was a Jack Daniels, and absolutely it was. The rest of these, no clue who these were, but absolutely love this. That Muffin Man, thank you very, very much for this. Definitely enjoyed these. I learned a little bit about some of the different things that I hadn't really explored in yet Barrel, and I actually have some samples coming from Barrel that I'll be doing in the future. Thank you, Whiskey Wisdom, for helping me with that. Looking forward to that. But man, this rye from Old Forester, out freaking standing. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you so much for growing the channel. Thank you for being members of this channel. You guys have done an amazing job growing this channel. I can't thank you enough. Looking forward to the future. Going to start talking about 1,000 because you guys are growing the channel so fast. Love to get something out. 750. Eric, you're awesome, dude. I can't wait till those samples get muled to you and you can tell me what you think about them. You all have an amazing day, an amazing weekend, and God bless you.